How the game balls it up. How the game balls it up. How the game. I don't know if the mic still needs adjustment or not. I'll deal with it later. I don't know if the mic still needs adjustment or not. I'll deal with it later. Alright, continuing. There's great Mr. Zhongli. Child's booty call. Why Child's obsessed with Zhongli in the fan arts? That is why. Yes, cheats. Not lie.
The wind knows me. Time to go. One with nature.
This is order. Solidify.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
This is my second level 90 character.
Who's next? Into the wind. Fallen leaves. Adorn my...
Get out of here! I'm going in!
Stabilize. Order guide you.
Bring it on. No time to lose.
How many people do not know that you can do that? People who have no idea you can do that. Hit it like hello.
Tidal wave.
Solidify.
The wind knows me. Clouds high. The birds call. Riptide.
This is order. Stabilize.
Into the wind.
Got launched. Fucking help. Let's miss one freaking Mondstadt.
Time to go. You're mine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Follow the wind. Yeah. Wind Strider. Yeah.
Powerful. Power. Dog. I don't
Yeah. Yeah. Time to go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Nope. I'll go on. Hello? Missed this.
Yeah.
Huh? Let's light it up. Huh? Let's light it up. Now that's what I call treasure.
What's that?
Off we go.
The smooth brain thing.
Rise!
The wind knows me.
How you land so tall? Also know this.
Into the wind.
Did not explore this fully. God. Where's
Time to go.
their here, is it?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Out here. I don't really understand where it is. Hidden.
One with nature. Yeah.
On the obelisk.
Follow the wind.
Kazu always sucks at this. Kazu, you suck at this. Five, 7. I can find the 8th one.
The wind knows me.
It'll take time for me to find them all. I didn't understand where they're at. Oh my god, it's on the broken one.
One with nature.
Now I just need to get my hands on the rest.
Time to go.
Certainly worth the extra mile.
Notice he has puffs on the side. Dayline in the desert.
You are
Happy
not
to
welcome.
oblige.
Order guide you.
Fallen leaves.
Adorn my...
Everybody stand back!
You can run, but you can't hide.
Gather. Regret.
Into the wind.
Riptide. As one with wind and cloud.
Time to go.
Huh? Teamwork is dreamwork!
The wind knows me.
I will have order. Stabilize.
You can run, but you can't hide. Bring it on.
And five.
No time to lose.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Thank you for completing today's commissions. Here is your reward.
Comrade, make sure you keep training too. Otherwise, who will be left to fight me to the death when the world lies defeated at my feet?
Trying to say. Fine.
Happy birthday, comrade. Anyone you need knocked off their perch today? Let me know. I never got along with her, you know that. I guess there's not much more worth saying about her at the— Oh, now that guy has a head full of grandiose plans fueled by raw ambition. I don't understand a word he says once he starts talking about his theories.
Pantalone.
But as long as he keeps our cash reserve stocked up, I'm not complaining.
Pantalone, the sexy Baiju emo.
She always seems engrossed in her research.
Androne, the Catherine
I
robots.
wonder if those machines have anything to do with her. Anyway, I've only met her a few times, but every time she looked like she wanted to murder me. I have no idea what I possibly could have done to annoy her, though.
Leonardo? You the killing the robots for two, sir.
I don't know what his motivations could be,
Pavatone.
but he seems genuine about wanting to help me. He treats
old
me
elf
just like
man.
family. Oh, and speaking of family, Tonya and Tusser are always telling me about the pastries and other gifts he brings them when they write. So while I've been away from Snezhnaya, he's kept his promise to take care of my family. Look, I've got nothing against people who have their own agendas. I myself joined the Fatui to get more experience in combat. But I don't like her at all. If she stood to benefit from betraying others, she'd turn against the Tsaritsa in a heartbeat. There isn't a sane bone in her body. Step aside, it's my turn. Not bad. Now I just need to get my— All right.
Yeah, only if he has more health. I do not have PlayStation. It's on Alloy. That's her thing. It just flies over them. Like, what the hell? I can do it Saturday. It's like this pump.
No time to lose.
have under. Go. Moment of thunderstorm. Hourglass. Go. It. Done. Oh shit, I already got the gauntlet. Damage. Yep. On an electro. Thundersuit. On new thing. That's a copy.
I wonder what the rest of the Harbingers are up to. Plotting and scheming on an ever grander scale, no doubt.
Yeah, Pentalone. They gave me more stuff. Hit 50. Hush. Oh. Child. Apparently they're a good combo. Child.
Think you can get away?
Eyes on me! Riptide!
Propagate! You can run, but you can't hide.
Yahoo! Brace yourself. Time for takeoff. Here we go.
Scatter!
Riptide!
Yahoo!
Spring forth!
Think you can get away? Let's play! Power that ended hot.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Bam. Run, we can't hide. Into the...
That's following orders. Clouds high. The birds call.
I'm going in!
One with nature.
Wings of darkness, come!
I'll uproot you.
Let's light it up!
I'll be back.
Happy to oblige.
Cocky today.
Can't see.
Oz, reveal thy...
The wind knows it. As one with wind and cloud.
Let's nip that in the bud.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
That's close enough.
Well,
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
let's light it up!
Where do you think you're
Into the wind. Fallen leaves. Adorn my enshroud.
I hear everything.
Adventure time! By royal decree!
I'll be
Surrender. Oh yeah, that.
Here we go! Let's play! Time for takeoff.
Scatter! Riptide! Germinate!
Bam.
To ashes!
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Think you can get away? Brace yourself.
Scatter!
Here we go.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
Time for takeoff. What
Spring forth! Scatter!
power that ended Haishan?
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Brace yourselves. Think you can get away? Yahoo!
Scatter!
Let's play!
Hey.
Can't see?
As one with wind and cloud, one with nature.
Everybody stand back! Shadow Raven!
Let's nip that in the bud. One with the forest.
Into the wind. Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
Odds reveal the...
I'll uproot you.
I'm going in! Let's light it up!
One with nature.
Midnight Fantastic!
Can't see?
Propagate!
Time for takeoff. Brace yourselves.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
Yahoo! Think you can get away? Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Scatter!
Eyes on me!
You can run, but you can't hide.
Time for takeoff. Here we go.
Germinate!
I hear everything. One with the forest.
Wind strike. Clouds high. The birds.
Now you're testing my patience.
Into the wind.
Enshroud.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Let's light it up.
Let's nip that in the bud.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Wind strike. As one with wind and cloud.
Will
Can't see?
again. How?
I haven't.
No matter how good a hunter you are, you can always get better. Never rest. Never stop learning. No matter how good a hunter...
And I
Stay close and you will live.
jumps from his right left foot.
The wind knows. Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Let's light it up!
One with nature. Riptide.
I'm going in! Now you shall perish! Shine down!
The wind knows me. As one with wind and cloud.
Half an A lot of people I need to level up. Definitely. I used to that walking.
One with nature. The wind knows me.
Awesome. They can all see. You know what?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing here? Down there, I. You can see how angry, nasty I get.
One with nature.
Not. Like crawling on it.
Time to go.
You can run, but you can't.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Let's.
One with nature. Fallen leaves.
Adorn my night!
There is no escape.
Into the wind.
Riptide!
Illusion shattered. Everybody stand back.
Wind strike.
Torn to oblivion. There is no escape.
Clouds high.
The birds. Oh! Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Let's light it up.
One with nature.
Illusion shattered.
Had to do it. First step of arrows.
Shine down.
Wind strike.
Illusion shattered. Off we go.
Still no. I can think of. Stop.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Fallen leaves.
Adorn my night! You can run, but you can't hide. Time to go.
Wind strike.
Time to go.
Right.
Shouldn't let your guard down. Who's next?
There is no escape. Let's light it up.
As one with wind and cloud. Time to go.
Illusion shattered.
Wind strider.
Shine down. Venture to... Illusion shattered.
Wind strike.
Power, but revenge, girl. Got my revenge. Revenge. Very powerful. Revenge. Very. How does it walking around here and one done? There he is. Very.
Time to go.
Very popped. Ah, a collab collection over there.
The wind knows it. Time to go. Time to go. Into the wind.
Shine down.
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
One with nature. Time to go. Wind Strider.
Illusion shattered.
Time to go. Time to go. Time to go.
Wind Strider.
Time to go. Time to go.
Godwin. Marked up. He's hanging. Late. Light one. Light. Light. That's restaurant.
Time to go.
Wait till the following day. Following day.
This world is full of unsolved mysteries.
Let's get this show on the road.
Understood. I just have to stand here, right?
I just need to stand. Like, there's such a fourth wall break right there. For Ningguang's other hangout.
Need a more dynamic shot.
Oh. Like the people that would definitely cosplay would definitely put those moves into fucking work. That'll be like swoon if you actually start fighting characters exactly how they fight. I mean, big. Rally. It's like, she's spam throughout Latin.
Yeah!
7. I am. At I think the Valentine token? Or not even one of those. One. I'm told. I was told to wake up.
Yes, I'm already awake. I'll be out in a moment. I'm just changing. Good morning. Did you sleep well? That's good. I was worried you'd be a little uncomfortable. So, what's item 1 on today's schedule? I imagine this must have taken Baisher completely by surprise. Sure. There's no my schedule is usually very tightly packed, and so it'll be quite nice to take a break. I don't often feel tired. Seeing the Mora come in has a way of making me feel quite invigorated.
I still can see the back of your eyes. You lie.
Still, your idea is very sensible. Mora can only lift a weary spirit. It cannot alleviate physical fatigue.
Can't avoid the snow tiger eyes I have. If you don't know, I'm still borrowing this. It's a free.
So then, the days ahead of us. Any ideas on how to spend it?
Artwork.
Something I never have the opportunity to do. Interesting. Before I decide, I'd like to know, what gave you this idea? Because as far as most people are concerned, Mora is the key to any and all opportunities. Yes, you're absolutely right. This is what I appreciate about you. You see things the way they are, rather than how they appear. I want to do something a little self-indulgent. Is that okay by you? Thank you. All right, here it is. I've always thought it would be fun to recapture what life was like before I joined the Liu Sing. I was born into a humble family, and all the wealth you see now began with a single haul of fish. I had to. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. Fishing isn't the half of it. You'd be amazed at some of the odd jobs I've worked in my time. A lot of the old folks like to brag about how I used to be their errand runner back in the day. They were tough times, but I had a clear goal and plenty of motivation. If I didn't make any money in the morning, I'd have no food for lunch. I guess that's why I came to be so obsessed with Mora.
Now if you come all became Ningguan, you can have some, not all, the children. Ningguan is between. Have one sassy like assist. We don't need like 10 billion more.
I want to relive that time for my life. Feel some of that drive again. Take a trip down memory lane. So how about it? Will you join me? Great. Then let me lay down the ground rules. We're not to use our status or reputation in Liyue Harbor to our advantage, and we have no starting capital. The goal is to see how much more we can make under these conditions. I can see why you'd suggest that. You're thinking I could use my knowledge of how Mora works to my advantage and make a lot of money there. But Northland Bank is a special case. I rather suspect I would not be welcome there. Yes, and also... Never mind. I'll just show you. It won't eat up too much time. I expect they still hold a grudge against me to this day.
Well, they're still hot there, and they're not closed down like Petalone. Timur, I'm glad Yuan still is present to the series. That jacket layers. Stone. I gotta fall and die before I even get there, right? Ten. Open. Scare your bits to do this in real life. You know I would.
Join the Adventurers Guild.
Andre. Gonna be very pissed.
Lady Ningguang, I would hope that you're not here to create further trouble for the Fatui. With all due respect, too much official pressure will risk driving our bank out of business.
There's no need to be so hostile. I'm just here to talk business. So, are you in business or not?
That depends on the proposal, and it's not my decision alone. But first, tell me, why should we believe that you really are here for business? Because if you're here to make us suffer huge losses like last time, then I'm sorry, but none of us here can afford that.
Straight to the point, I see. Works for me. Traveler, we're leaving. Let's not waste any more of our time here.
Alright. Great if you just spawn and just walk sassy out of the bank. Just hang out. That'd be awesome. Now, oh, he's right there. And
Do you see what I mean now? Their attitude was just as I expected. That's for sure. Although our diplomatic relations with Snezhnaya haven't broken down completely. I dealt them a rather ruthless blow with the size of the reparations payment I imposed. This sum was paid by Northland Bank, so they are still wary of me to this day. Yes, with some exceptions, but that is more or less correct. If you encounter them in any other nations during your travels, be on your guard. They are more than just a commercial organization. That's okay. My intention here was to show you some of the repercussions of that great battle. But that's quite enough politics for today. Let's get back to our fun little survival game. Now that you mention it, yes. We're being watched.
she could smell it. Smell eyes of the stalker.
What are they plotting this time? My thoughts exactly. But we need to be discreet. If they realize we're onto them, then we'll lose the element of surprise. Let's act natural, determine who our tail is, then lure them somewhere more deserted so we can catch them. Keep moving, just walk forward at a normal pace and don't do anything to give away that we suspect anything.
Walk? Thus.
Join the Adventurers Guild. You'll have a blast.
Okay,
Thus.
I think we have a few potential suspects. There's a lot of foot traffic here, but if you look closely, you'll see only a handful of people have been watching us constantly. But I'm still not sure which of them is our tail. Agreed. Whoever it is will continue to follow us.
Ah, Jiru Miru. Oh, there's the other guy. Thus. They're sus. Oh, he has a fancy hat. It's the Milady dude.
The key here is consumer psychology.
It's the Milady dude right there. I'm not fucking joking. That's the
I think
Milady
we've
dude.
narrowed it down a little further. But let's stay calm until we're 100% sure. It shouldn't take much longer.
That's actually the Milady dude. Does Ningguang's outfit look like what Cloud Retainer would look like as a... Or sus. Or susses. Lady. Another sus. Genshin Among Us in Genshin. That'd be awesome.
I think I have the answer.
The lady.
Let's get out of his line of sight and sneak up on him. Don't get the wrong person, though, or all our efforts will have been for nothing.
Let's see, the person... The milady dude? The nervous... the nervous Sushian dude? Or the Jiro Jiro Miru dude? It looks like Germany from Italia. Yes? Watching.
What are you doing?
Come now. Did you really think we wouldn't notice you sneaking around?
What? I'm not doing anything.
It looks like Germany from Italia, like dead on.
I don't know what scheme Northland Bank has in the works, and I don't know what they're paying you. But let's make a deal. How cooperative you are now decides how much immunity I give you when this gets investigated. Or do you seriously think Northland Bank won't throw you to the wolves when push comes to shove? Why don't you weigh the pros and cons and give me a clear answer before I retract my offer?
Sorry, Lady Ningguang. My assignment was just to follow you, I promise, that's it. When you showed up unannounced at Northland Bank, everyone was instantly on high alert. We figured you must be up to something, but your brief conversation left us none the wiser as to your intentions. We couldn't just overlook it. We had to get to the bottom of it before we could put our minds at rest.
I know they're wary of me, but this is still an overreaction, surely. This all feels very suspicious. There must be more to this than he is letting on. I only took you there to demonstrate how tense things are. Somehow we only tested the waters, but ended up with the catch of the day. Is there anyone else following us besides you?
Yes. They would have seen this and reported back.
Then we need to get moving. The longer they have to react, the fewer clues they'll leave behind. No time. I'll just have to improvise. Keep him with you. Do not let him slip away.
It's the milady dude. Well. How dare you, milady dude, betray me. Milady dude. If that's not there.
Are you saying that Ningguang hasn't done anything? Impossible! She wouldn't have shown up here out of the blue without good reason. Keep investigating. We must ascertain her intentions.
So much commotion. This must be an important meeting.
Oh, great.
It looks like I wasn't supposed to be privy to the contents of this particular meeting. This simplifies things.
So, you are here to investigate us after all. Where did you get wind of this?
That doesn't matter. What matters is that I made a brief and inconsequential visit, and your first reaction was to immediately arrange a sizable surveillance operation with myself as the target. You couldn't have advertised your guilty conscience more clearly if you'd tried. You may as well come clean. You know I will not turn a blind eye to any violation of the rules in Liyue Harbor.
Even if we cooperate with her investigation, she's bound to find problems even where there are none. Well, if you're such a stickler for the rules, you can carry out your investigation by the book. The Northland Bank has no obligation to cooperate, even with a member of the Liyue Qixing.
That hair.
Fine by me. Then I'll take my time. But you'll be begging to tell me everything by the time I'm through.
Chink. Oh. I want up against Ning. Of course, she's Legacy. Lady Legacy. It's the Legacy. Doggy. Total. And stop fucking bothering me with all this. Actually, have like a hangout. Or with $10 million for one tiny package. That's probably junk. Wait. Up. Get her last.
Yes, I'm already awake. I'll be out in a moment. I'm just changing. Good morning. Did you sleep well? That's good. So, what's item? I imagine this must have taken Baisher completely by surprise.
We did this before, so I'm questioning it.
Sure. There's no harm in changing. My schedule is usually very tight, so it'll be quite nice to take a break. I don't often feel tight. Still, So then. Something I never have time for. Ah, have you played the chess game I made? Or heard of it, perhaps? Yes. When I was designing it, so I introduced a lot of concepts that aren't part of traditional chess, as well as different chess pieces. I'm constantly revising and expanding it. True, but I don't feel. Is it one of the joys of playing chess? I think the key will be to. I'm planning to make one side will play the Guardians of Leo. No problem. I want to make each of the chess and no Guardians of Leo. I am indeed. My thinking was that it seems only fitting for someone of naturally. Everyone who owns this chess set, then it's just come with me.
I did that already. Again. Just shoved Ningguang back into her bed. Sleep. I'm just like imagining you had to reset the fucking hangout. You just shoved her back in there, like, get back in there, sleep. Set the fucking day all over again. Just give it like the dust. It was opportunity.
Yes, I'm already awake.
Can't believe I fucked that up.
I'll be out in a moment. I'm just changing.
Right. Bam it.
Good morning. Did you sleep well? That's good. So, what's I imagine this must have taken. Sure. My schedule is usually so it'll be quite nice to take a break. I don't often feel tired. Still, your idea. So then. Something I never. Interesting. Because as far as most people are concerned,
This is where
Mora is the key to any and all opportunities. Yes, you're absolutely right. This is what I appreciate about you. You see things the way they are rather than how they appear. I want to do something a little self-indulgent. Is that okay by you? Thank you. All right, here it is. I've always thought it would be fun to recapture what life was like before I joined the Liu Sing. I was born into a humble family, and all the wealth you see now began with a single haul of fish. I had to. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. Fishing isn't the half of it. You'd be amazed at some of the odd jobs I've worked in my time. A lot of the old folks like to brag about how I used to be their errand runner back in the day. They were tough times, but I had a clear goal and plenty of motivation. If I didn't make any money in the morning, I want to relive that time, so how about it? Will you? Great. Then let me lay down the ground rules. We're not to use our status or reputation in Liyue Harbor to our advantage, and the goal is to see how much more we can
bottom.
Okay. But working as a day laborer could be quite dull. Why don't we go down to the docks? They periodically throw out a lot of unclaimed or abandoned goods. We might find something that we can exchange for Mora.
Wait a sec. You're just saying anything that's not bought, not produce. I meant like artifact. Just toss it into you. China. Have those fishing boats, scavenge beds and stuff. Probably like dynasty wise, throw goods that were probably now preserved into the water. There's a gold there.
What does it matter? Don't worry about it. It's
Hey,
all part of the fun.
garbage.
Come
Islands.
on, let's go down to the docks.
It's money. People don't know it yet. This is our cycle. Nice. See. I teleport. Ow. Dip it.
Lady Ningguang, to what do I owe the honor? Are you here to inspect the goods in the warehouse? You may have to wait a moment. I must have not gotten the message. Sorry, I won't be long. I'll grab all the paperwork right away.
Calm down. No need to panic. That's not why we're here.
There's
Oh,
a
you're just
Zhongli
looking
hairpin.
for me? I haven't done anything.
Like a dink.
Have I? I mean, I don't think so. All right, the periodic clearances. Yeah, I've been handling those, strictly per the protocol. I make sure I post all the necessary notices and notify every individual that I'm required to. It used to be a huge problem, but with a bit of hard work, I've managed to reduce the amount of goods we need to clear out by at least half.
Heck.
It's hard to say. It really depends. Everyone has their own reasons. But as far as the warehouse is concerned, they all fall into these categories: unclaimed goods, damaged goods, or unpaid storage fees. As for the damaged ones, I guarantee you it's nothing to do with how they're stored. It's because some things go bad more easily than others. If it sits there in the warehouse for too long, it goes without saying that it could start to affect the other goods. But that aside, even the smell is just unbearable.
So, have you cleared out any of these goods recently?
I'm afraid we just finished clearing out all the big ones. But don't worry, Lady Ningguang. If you're here for an inspection, then I'm here to make it happen. Hang tight. I'll grab some of the smaller items for you right away.
Hold on. Oh.
Why not just the damaged goods? Adam stuff. Like fruit, fish, fertilizer. Duh.
I don't think he has quite grasped the nature of this situation.
Lady Ningguang, I had a quick run through the list and cleared out some more items. Please, inspect them at your leisure.
Let me see here.
Oh wait, kitchen. Oh, my
Soggy
Archon.
food, an odd shoe, a broken mirror, small wooden toy. It's a shame we missed the last clearance. We're down to the slim pickings now. Some of these are true junk, but there are a few items of value here. Take this wooden toy, for example. The wood is good quality. If you took it apart, there's quite a number of useful everyday objects that you could turn it into, with a little work.
Huh? You want it? Well, sure. Take whatever you want. It's all getting thrown away anyway.
Great. This is going well. Yes. And once we're done, we will find a merchant to give us an appraisal of their value.
I have no idea what's going on here, and I'm not about to ask either.
I just love when you just like read their minds. That cracks me up so badly. I'm not gonna question it. That made
I can't believe the well got polluted.
friend. A girl there and a girl up there. Girl in. No. Butt ran through that.
Lady Ningguang, welcome to my humble store. What can I get for you?
Actually, today's a little different. I'm not here to buy anything. I wanted to ask if you could take a look at some goods for me.
Just take a look? What for? Oh, I see. Let me take a look then. I mean, I can take them. I have a few regular customers I can talk to. They should be able to salvage the raw materials. Shouldn't take long at all. But,
What's wrong? If it's too much trouble, please, there's no need to force it.
No, it's nothing like that. Well, anyway, let's talk prices. So all of these together, I'll give you 150,000 mora. How does that sound?
What?
Oh, well...
No worries. The price, if that figure's not what you had in mind, I can, bump it up a little. It'll be fine.
What are your thoughts? Yes. At most, these items are only worth a couple of thousand mora.
Huh? Wait a minute. So you're really here just to sell a few things? And specifically, I thought that was all code for some kind of an...
It appears so. We can't go on like this. Let's try something else. As if I wasn't Ningguang, Go Sonar probably wouldn't have handed all of these over to us. And you likely wouldn't be...
to be completely honest, you're not wrong.
This goes against the rules we set for ourselves at the start. Are there any other ways for adventurers to make mora besides their remuneration from the guild? Great. I don't mind. Let's give it a try.
You two have a good one.
Have that. Really.
This must be the place. Let's do this.
It's nothing.
That's 3.
Give up.
Propagate!
It's nothing.
It feels like it's been a long time since I've gotten so physical. The feeling of creating your wealth with your own 2 hands is just as exhilarating as ever. Yes, I'd say so. Everything starts out small. You focus on quantity at the outset, and gradually shift to focusing on quality as your wealth builds. And let's not forget, we started with no initial capital. It's reasonable to expect building something from nothing to be highly demanding. In any case, the sight of mora has always had a way of improving my mood, no matter what the sum is. I intend to. I'm not ready to stop yet. This time, let's try something a little more challenging.
Light Mora. In a way. Yes.
Give up. Submit.
I step. Strike is one. Everybody stand back.
Here.
Spring forth!
Unleash. Oh. It's nothing.
Another satisfying haul. What a feeling. That's very kind of you. But I know I'm no match for a professional adventurer like yourself. For me, a battle is just a form of exercise, a way to keep fit and use up any surplus energy. Oh no, not yet. There's more mora to be made. Hey, look! What's that hole in the ground? Oh, I see. So if we catch it, there's mora for the taking? Oh, how quaint. That was your Beto impression, was it? Well, I'm afraid I'm having far too much fun to stop what I'm doing and start bickering with you, Captain. Come on, let's go get this weasel thief.
I need a horror.
There it is! After it!
After it,
Goodness,
I've been
this
killing
reminds
it.
me of fishing. Not an easy catch. But we didn't let it slip away, and the
Catch it.
haul is now ours.
Shink.
That's what counts.
Yeah, I'm catching it.
Let's see. A little over 1,000 mora. We can't do any serious business with this amount of starting capital. We actually, now that you mention it, Wang Shuin is right there. But same thoughts here. After how hard we worked to get our hands on this mora, it would be a shame to eat it all in a single sitting. In which case, I think yes, but the rule of the game is no fishing rods allowed. We're going fishing by hand.
I did that
Come
as
on,
a child.
let's go down to the river.
Go pond. Bare hand. Oh.
This should be enough. Let's head back to land.
Back to that.
Here, have a taste of my cooking.
I
A
heard
fresh
it.
catch can go straight on the grill with minimal preparation and it tastes delicious. It's a little charred. That's on purpose. Normally, I have to make a special request to the chef if I want it to taste like this. I'm okay. It was nothing. Back in the day, I had to hurry home after work to do my household chores. I was always meticulous with the most but by the same token, she didn't love the idea of me leaving home and starting my own business. You'd be more likely to see me pulling up outside Wanmin restaurant and selling grilled tiger fish from a food cart. My childhood memories run deep. I'll always have a special affection for. They are confined to the water, and yet they live free. It is. When I think back on all my hard work in the past, but a word of warning, I am very picky about my grilled fish. I can be a tough lady to impress.
Cryo Incarnate! Manifest!
Health there. Half one. What else? Doggy boy.
So sleepy.
Let's get out there and make some friends.
Kamisato Ayaka, present. Whirling snow!
Right there. God. Gotta.
I really can't recommend that store highly enough. A couple more visits and you'll find that the fur on your tail is silky smooth. A gorgeous tail like yours deserves lots of tender, loving care. Don't you agree?
No need. I'm not interested in that kind of thing.
You say that, but do I see your ears saying otherwise? Although your tail isn't professionally maintained, the fur doesn't look dry and coarse. To me, this says you like to take care of it. I'm also guessing that you like to curl up into a fetal position and hug your fluffy tail tight as you go off to sleep.
How do you know? Don't be ridiculous. I'm a high-ranking general of Watatsumi Island. How could I do such a thing?
Oh, it's okay. There's no need to be embarrassed. The desire to cuddle up to a soft tail while sleeping is quite natural.
Really? Wait, no. Why are we still on this topic? In fact, why am I even here talking about tails with you in the first place?
Why? Because you are blessed with a wonderful fluffy tail, that's why. I think it's very cute.
Ugh, I'm trapped. How do I get out of this? It's you! Oh, thank goodness. Please save me.
Oh, and how is my favorite little one doing, I didn't expect to meet you here. We were just talking about tails. Goro has a beautiful tail, don't you think? Doesn't it make you want to stroke it?
Ahead.
Hey, not you too.
Goro, now do you understand how appealing your tail is?
Pardon me. Lady Gucci, we have completed the matter you instructed us about previously. We have selected a very skilled artist to be in charge. I'm confident that the finished product will be to your satisfaction.
I'll take a look later, and if everything's in order, place it in front of the store. All right, I won't tease the two of you any further. Do make the most of your trip here, won't you? Quite a lot has changed. I wish you both a fun-filled time on Narukami Island.
There was definitely something strange about the way she looked at me in the end there. Could she be plotting something? Sorry that you had to see that. The real reason I'm here at Yae Publishing House is to buy some books for Her Excellency. Since Watatsumi Island signed a peace treaty with the shogunate, we've had much closer contact than we did before. I also wanted to come and see what things are like in an area ruled by the shogunate. I hadn't counted on running into her.
Oh, he has like abs. In the game, he's Wink, not Twonk.
I've interacted with her a few times before, but I can't say I've ever gotten used to it. I've never been good at dealing with people like her. The way she towers over me and speaks so cryptically. Something about her is strangely intimidating. I could probably deal with her in battle, but I don't know where to start when I run into her in normal life. I guess this is a weakness of mine. Really? That would be great. To be honest, this is something that's always worried me. If the soldiers ever saw me in this kind of embarrassing situation, they'd be very disappointed. So, I have to overcome it, for their sake. As soon as I've worked through this, let's go take on Yae Miko again. First things first, though. Do you have any ideas on where to begin? I see. So if you pretend to be someone like her, I can keep practicing on you. If I can get the better of you, then I'll be able to hold my own when similar situations come up in the future. Good plan. Let's see. Where should we start? Now that you mention it, I remember having a similar experience back on Watatsumi Island. I was with my subordinates at the time. We ran into a merchant, I got caught up talking to them, and I don't quite know what happened, but I ended up buying a lot of things from them. I think we can give it a try. There's an island called Rito nearby. Why don't we go there? I heard all the Outlander merchants are based there, so it might help to create the right atmosphere. So this is Rito. Although it looks slightly gloomy, it feels very peaceful here. I don't see any Tenryou Commission soldiers roaming the streets. What a nice place. Okay, let's get started. I'll be me, and you be a shrewd and savvy businesswoman.
Send me to...
Hi! Hi! So, a lot of the soldiers have been complaining about a shortage of blankets recently. So, 10 blankets, please? Okay, I'll settle the check right away. The price seems pretty cheap to me, in which case, no need to haggle, right? I think that's still not too bad. Is that supposed to be really expensive? I'm sorry. In the past, Her Excellency has always handled procurement of military supplies. I don't know the specific prices of these items, so I never really know how to respond. This won't get us anywhere. I have to haggle to give you the chance to use your wily tricks on me. What do we do now? Something I'm more interested in? Maybe, cake? That's so expensive. I know what a fair price is when it comes to cake. Wait a sec. If you think about this from another angle, a cake that costs 100,000 more per slice must be so much better than a regular cake. Oh, let me see. I've been saving up recently. I think I should have enough. So, there isn't really a kind of cake that costs 100... What a shame.
I think like that.
I feel like role-playing as a vendor is a little outside our area of expertise. What kind of person do we both see regularly enough to impersonate convincingly? Fatui? Then it looks like a trip into the wild is in order. Let's go give it a try. I've dealt with Fatui before, but I always end up against those big, stocky guys who are much taller than me. I'm sure I must train just as hard as they do every day, but somehow, I still don't have the muscles to show for it. Maybe I'll start to see the results in a few more years. Really? That's very kind. But still, I think that I should aim to look more muscular than my subordinates at the very least. I know that people's trust in me has nothing to do with my size, but if I were taller and bulkier, they'd be able to identify me from behind more easily when charging into battle. That way, our forces wouldn't scatter so easily. As long as I was on the field, they'd be able to follow me. But enough of that. Let's get back to it. Who are you going to roleplay as this time? What? I smell danger! Really? Huh. For a moment there, I could have sworn the actual Fatui were right here. No, wait! Behind you! It wasn't my imagination! They really are here! Prepare to engage!
Are you here to play with me? Come on out!
Shouldn't get careless.
And away I go!
Check this out!
Sakura swirl! Over here!
Charge!
I must germinate myself. Scatter! Here's backup!
Whirling snow! Oh, now you've got me worked up.
Press the advantage!
Don't get too close! Supporting fire!
My apologies.
Use this first.
So much remains unfinished.
Check this out!
This was well done.
Blink!
Scatter!
You need to hurry up.
Spring forth!
Take cover.
Ninjutsu! Got a dash! Make my...
Roast and fry.
Charge! Come on! For what? Tsumi.
I said change the damn character. For fuck's sake.
Fire it up! Here's backup!
You need to hurry up.
Yeah! Blink!
This was well done. That seemed to work.
Almost got away.
Fucking sorry you're being a dumbass. You said go down. Bushes?
Over here!
These little bats that are like useless.
Propagate!
Why do you have most like retarded people?
Well done.
Whirling snow!
Don't get too close! Scatter!
Take flight!
You need to hurry up. This was well done.
Propagate!
Use this first.
I got you covered!
I must collect myself.
Propagate!
Let me amuse myself a little. Whirling snow!
That seemed to work.
I will not stand for this!
Spring
Character, I
forth!
said
Scatter!
it's the fucking ground.
Check this out!
Jesus.
Over here!
Stop it!
You need to hurry up.
Ow, ow, ow! Time to go home.
You know what? Fuck this.
Propagate!
Just kill me already.
Maybe.
Fucking hell.
Wasn't meant for this.
Fucking started.
Sounds good to me.
Green big.
Present. Got a problem you can't solve. I've dealt with Fatui before, but I'm sure I must train just as hard as— Really? That's very kind. I know that people's trust that way our forces would— But enough of that. Let's get back to it. What? I smell danger! Really? No, wait. Behind you! It wasn't my imagination!
You are eavesdropper.
Advance!
Fallen leaves. I soaring my
Let
knight.
me amuse myself.
A touch of frost. Spirit blade. Charge! Submit for judgment. One. But how? Rally! As one with wind and cloud. That hurts. Cyclone! Advance!
Let me amuse myself a little. You really know how to get me going.
My plan. Swift and merciful, from whence you came. Get moving! Scatter! Everyone on me! Clouds high. The birds call. Submit for judgment. One with my blade. Cyclone!
You can't run!
Charge!
I see through you! I must collect myself. Killjoy! We've only just begun.
Spirit blade! Germinate! Propagate!
Well,
Advance! Press the advantage! As one with wind and cloud! Confess!
I've been outsmarted.
Pull in! Everyone on me! From whence you came, a touch of frost.
It's all fun and games until the real Fatui show up, huh? That little interruption has really ruined the mood for me. Let's not do any more Fatui impressions for today. It seems in poor taste after the trouble they caused in Watatsumi Island anyway. Do we have any other options? What do you mean? Isn't this moving a little too fast? Her Excellency advocates slow and steady progress in all things, and cautions against trying to advance too quickly. To clarify, it's not that I'm scared. It's just that I don't know if the time is right. I guess you're right. Thanks for your encouragement. It's not like me to Let's do it! Time for a make-or-break training exercise!
Here.
Into the wind. Bring it on! One with nature.
Always. W.
And we're back. Don't worry, my head's in the game this time. I am a high-ranking military officer of Watatsumi Island and the General of the Resistance. Whatever tricks you've got up your sleeve, you're not going to get to me. So bring it on! This feels like... Yes, it definitely feels like... no. Not even slightly. It's not that you do a bad impression of her, more like something is missing. I finally realized it when you were talking to me just now. I think that maybe what I'm really afraid of is her knowing smile and her piercing gaze. It just makes me feel like all my secrets have nowhere to hide, like she can just peer in and see them. But it's different with you. I trust you, so I don't feel I need to hide my secrets in the first place. Even when you're imitating the way she speaks, I don't feel afraid. Because we fought side by side in the past and... but it also means that this training won't work. I just have to accept that this is a weakness of mine. The thought of having to live with this weakness forever is frustrating. Are you serious? I'd love that. I haven't eaten anything sweet in a long time. Off we go. Let's go buy some cake. All right. The next step is to find somewhere nice and quiet. This is so good. It's certainly a rarity in the camp. It's seen as a luxury item in the ranks of the Resistance. We have special meals on occasion, but even then it usually means meat and wine, not dessert. So,
that dessert.
thank you for treating me to some cake. The only downside with Narukami Island's pastries is that they're such exquisite things, you can't just chow down on them. But as Her Excellency says, a general needs to show patience and restraint. Wow, don't mind if I do.
And Electrovision. I have Detro. Pathways. 4. Separate. Gunpowder. At the new. Sound like working. Well, as long as it's working, yeah, I'm fine. Alright, good. Yes. See you guys next time then.